I'm going to show you guys how to do an oil change on the 2017 Honda Ridgeline. Now here's the items that you're going to need to do your oil change. You're going to need your oil, you're going to need your jack, you're going to need your jack stands, you're going to need your air filter, the oil pan to catch the old oil, and you're going to need a clamp to take off the oil filter, the filter itself, and a funnel to pour in the new oil. And you're also going to need gloves so that you don't have a mess on your hands. The oil gets hot and you don't want to burn your hands. And we're also going to want to have a towel so that we can clean up the mess and not have the oil spill everywhere. And last but not least, you're also going to need a socket wrench, preferably a 14. All right, first thing you want to do is start up your truck. You're gonna let this run for about 3 minutes. And what this is gonna do is it's gonna warm up the oil so it's easier to flow out. And when you put the oil back in, it's gonna have some heat to give the oil some small viscosity when it hops into your engine. Next, we're gonna put on the parking brake. We don't want the car to move when we have the jack underneath the vehicle. We don't want that to fall on us. So let's put that on right now. Now that our oil is nice and warm, we're gonna pop the hood. So we've popped the hood. Now we're gonna locate the gas cap and take that off. This way to give the engine a way to breathe to allow that oil to come out. And we're just gonna place the oil cap right here next to the engine so we don't lose it. Next, we're gonna jack up the car. Now the vehicle should have jack points. The first one in the front is gonna be located right here. So we're gonna place this right on that. Now that we've got our vehicle off the ground, let's go ahead and add those safety jacks. Just like the front of the vehicle, there are jack supports on each side and the back, and they all look similar. They all are gonna look something like this. So we're gonna place our jack support underneath that. So now it's time to let the oil out. So the oil pan is located not too far away from the passenger side of the vehicle. And we have our lug nut located right there. So it's gonna go in there and take this guy off. I found out that we actually need a 17 wrench to get this off. And if you're unlucky like me, it might take a little bit more effort to get this off. I had to push really hard. The last people who did the change was really tight. So now we're gonna let the oil out. And it's gonna be hot. And here we go. And there we go. Most of the oil is out. We're gonna put this back in. Usually you wanna get a new washer, but we failed to do that this time, but it's not that big a deal. Done oil changes in the past where I didn't replace it. Gonna get our socket wrench here and make it snug. Don't want it too tight because we don't want it to be too tight to where we can't get it the next time. Nice and snug. Gonna get our towel, wipe this down, and now we're gonna change our oil filter and pull this pan from underneath the vehicle. Now we're gonna replace the oil filter. So the oil filter is located very close to the oil pan. Notice our oil pan is right here. Oil filter is hidden right there. Typically, if you can't reach it, you wanna use a tool, but in this case, we can reach it. And it seems so far that it's not too tight. So we're just gonna pull that off, twist that off nice and gently. Botched our first attempt, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. As you do this your first time or after that, you're gonna learn and make mistakes, and that's how you become better. So now let's take this off. This time, catch the oil, put the pan back under here, and take off this filter. And when the oil comes out, then we'll replace this filter. We've got our filter out. All right, now we're gonna clean this up, replace the filter, and put the car down. We got our new filter. Now we're just gonna take some oil. Just a little bit of oil here. And we're gonna spread it around and lubricate the top. Now we're gonna replace the old oil filter with the new oil filter. Clean up any excess oil. Time to put the oil in. And now we're gonna lower the car and replace the oil and replace the air filter. Next, we're gonna replace the oil. For Honda Ridgelines, you need 0W20. I have high mileage, so I got high mileage. But if you want to use eco, you can do that. So let's pour the oil into the engine. We're gonna pour every last drop. The vehicle takes 5.7 quarts. This is 5 quarts right here. We have an extra quart to put in there, and we'll fill it up just a little bit over there. Whatever mess you make, just get you a towel or a cloth and clean up whatever is left. It's about right here. Okay, we've placed the cap back on the engine. So now we're gonna change the air filter. And now we have these clamps that's on each side of the filter. There's 2 clamps in the front. There's 1 clamp right here in the back. So we're gonna pop that off. Pull this guy up. Grab that nasty filter out of there. Nasty thing. All right, so now we're gonna wipe down the inside of our air filter. Make sure there's no leftover debris from the last filter. Now we're gonna replace the filter. Now we're gonna run the vehicle and we're gonna pull this next to see if everything is looking good. We're gonna check and see how this oil is looking. Get that oil nice and clean. That's it. Last but not least, we're gonna reset our oil for a computer on our truck. What we're gonna do, we're gonna hit the start-stop button twice. And it will show us everything on the dash. And we're gonna scroll to our oil section. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna hit reset for about 5 to 10 seconds. And it's gonna prompt us if we wanna reset. So we're just gonna scroll up using our arrow keys here on the steering wheel. We're gonna scroll up to reset. And then we're gonna hit the reset button. It's gonna reset, and notice we see it says oil life is at 100%. And that's it. That's how you do an oil change on a 2017 Honda Ridgeline. Thanks for watching. I hope this helped you.